right? So we'll go for filling of electrons in an orbitals. This filling of electron we're done by basically two rules. One is Pauli's exclusion principle. Pauli's exclusion principle. Other is Hund's rule. And then after we'll do Aufbau principle. One is Pauli's exclusion principle. It states that not two electrons in an orbital can have same set of all four quantum numbers. So not two electrons in an orbital can have same set of all four quantum numbers. All four quantum numbers. Not two electrons in orbitals can have same set of all four quantum numbers. Like for example, suppose we have p orbitals. So p subcell is having three different orbitals. In one orbital, if one electron is kept, another electron must be kept in anti-clockwise directions. So third electron, if it is placed, how it can be placed? Either clockwise or counterclockwise. If clockwise is there, clockwise, not possible. Anti-clockwise, not possible. So in one orbital, maximum two electrons can be accommodated. Suppose you have question in p orbitals, how many electrons can be accommodated? Only two electrons can be accommodated. In p subcell, how many electrons? 6 electrons. So it states that not two electrons in an orbitals can have same set of all four quantum numbers. Let's say this is 3p. So for 3p, the n value is for this electron, n value is 3. For clockwise electron, for anti-clockwise electron, n value is 3. L value for clockwise is 1. M value for clockwise is plus minus 1 or 0. M value for clockwise is plus minus 1 or 0. S value is, if it is plus half, it must be minus half. If it is minus half, it must be plus half. Electrons in one orbital can be placed like this or can be placed like this. First anti-clockwise and then clockwise. No problem. So this or this both will satisfy the Pauli's exclusion principle. None of them violates this Pauli's exclusion principle. So this is also possible. This is also possible. But for the convention, we are using clockwise first and then anti-clockwise. Alright, by convention, we are using clockwise first and then anti-clockwise. However, both the cases are possible. Both the cases satisfy the Pauli's exclusion principle. So, if there is d orbitals, how many electrons can be accommodated? So, maximum 2 electrons can be accommodated in any orbital, whether it is s, p, d, or f, or g, or h, or whatever. If there is question is orbital, maximum 2 electrons will be there. If question is p subcell, maximum 6 electron, d subcell, maximum 10 electron, because d subcell is having 5 orbitals. Each orbital will accommodate 2 electrons, so 5 orbital accommodate 10 electrons, like that. F subcell, 14 electrons can be accommodated, but F orbitals again 2 electrons only can be accommodated. So next is what we can say for this, that is electron must be placed in anti-parallel manner in an orbitals. So in an orbitals, electron must be placed in anti-parallel manner. Number of, if you want to calculate number of orbitals in shell. Number of orbitals in shell, this is equals to n square. Number of orbitals in shell is equals to n square. Hence, number of electrons in shell by Bohr-Bury scheme, that is equals to 2n square, because each orbital will have 2 electrons. So n square is the number of orbitals in shell, and therefore each orbital will have 2 electrons. Number of electrons will be 2 into n square. Similarly, if you want to calculate number of orbitals in subshell. So number of orbitals in subshell is equals to what? That is L into L plus 1. Number of orbital is written as L into L plus 1. Then number of electron in subshell, number of electron in subshell is calculated as, that is 2 into L plus 1. 2 into L plus 1. Okay, because each orbital will have 2 electrons. Like see, suppose L value is 0. So L value is 0, how many orbitals will be there? L into L plus 1, L is 0. So 0 into 0 plus 1 is what? 1. So only how many orbitals will be there? Only 1 orbitals will be there. How many electrons can be accommodated? 2 electrons can be accommodated. So this can be written as 2L square plus 2. This is L square plus L. So L value will be 0 for them. So L into L plus 1. Similarly, if L is equals to 1, so what we can say? If L value is 1, so the value is L is 1, 1 plus 1, 2, 2 into 2, 4. That is what? 4 electrons. How much it is? This is L plus 1. This is 2L plus 1. M is equals to 2L plus 1. So number of orbitals is equals to 2L plus 1. This will be 2 into 2L plus 1. So see now, if L is equals to 0, so 0 into 2 is what? 0 plus 1. That is 1 orbital. 1 orbital can accommodate maximum 2 electrons. So 2 electrons. So maximum 2 electrons. If L is equals to 1, L is equals to 1 means P subshell. Okay, for P subshell, how many orbitals will be there? 2 into 1 plus 1. 3 orbitals will be there. 3 orbitals will accommodate 6 electrons. So there must be 6 electrons. If L is equals to 2, L is equals to 2 means 2 into 2 plus 1. That is 5 orbitals. 5 orbitals into 2. That is 10 electrons can be accommodated. If L is equals to 3, how many electrons can be accommodated? 14 electrons can be accommodated. So the number of orbitals in subshell is equals to 2L plus 1 and number of electrons in subshell is equals to 2 into 2L plus 1. Then if we calculate orbit angular momentum, I told you in last class orbit angular momentum is equals to n into h by 2 pi. Orbit angular momentum is n into h by 2 pi. Angular momentum, orbital angular momentum is equals to what? So now next is orbital angular momentum. If you want to calculate orbital angular momentum, so orbital angular momentum is equals to what? This is equals to root over L into L plus 1 into h by 2 pi. This is orbital angular momentum. Okay, this is about Pauli's exclusion principle. Okay, Pauli's exclusion principle was based on, that is, not 2 electrons in an orbital can have same set of all 4 quantum numbers. Electron must be paired in anti-parallel directions. That is, if one electron is given in clockwise, the pairing must be done in anti-clockwise manner. Okay, alright. Next is Hund's rule. Hunt states that pairing does not take place until all the empty level space is left to them, is not being occupied by electrons. So it states that pairing does not take place until all the empty orbitals of same energy level, are not singly filled or singly occupied by electrons. Are not singly occupied. So what does it mean? Orbitals of same energy level are called as degenerate orbitals. So px, py, pz, they are called as degenerate orbitals. that is orbitals of same energy. That is orbitals of same energy. Same energy is called as degenerate orbitals. D orbitals are having 5 degenerate orbitals. So therefore over here p subshell we can say 3-fold degeneracy. This is having 5-fold degeneracy. 3-fold degeneracy, 5-fold degeneracy. F subshell is having 7 orbitals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they are having 7-fold degeneracy in F orbitals. F subshell. P subshell is having 3-fold degeneracy. D subshell is having 5-fold degeneracy, and F subshell is having 7-fold degeneracy. Okay. So in degenerate orbitals, if electrons undergo pairing, pairing does not take place until all the empty available space is not being occupied by single electrons. What does it mean? If suppose p subshell is there and p subshell will fill the electrons, so one electron is given over here, another electron must be given in another orbital. Another electron must be given in another orbital. Once all these empty available space are being occupied by one electron, then after pairing can be done, and pairing must be done in anti-parallel directions. If one is given clockwise, other must be anti-clockwise, other must be anti-clockwise, another must be anti-clockwise. Like see, suppose in P subshell, suppose one electron is given over here, another is given over here. This particular thing, this particular arrangement violates Hund's rule. So again, this is not possible. So because 2 more spaces are there which is left out. So if electrons are like this, one arrangement is over here, another is over here. So this will not violate Hund's rule. This will satisfy Hund's rule. Okay. But this particular arrangement will violate Hund's rule. So this arrangement is not possible according to Hund's. Okay. So this is possible. This is not possible. This is possible in this way. Okay. Now, suppose we will write the configuration of nitrogen, whose atomic number is 7. So if we write their configuration, S is having 2 electrons, 1s, 2s is having 2 electrons, and 2p will have 3 electrons. See now, 1s is having only 1 orbital, so both the electrons are given in 1 orbital, no problem. Only 1-fold degeneracy, but remaining 3 electrons is to be filled. So 3 electrons must be given in clockwise manner or in anti-clockwise manner in their p or p subshell, like this. So there must be this type of arrangement. This type of arrangement is valid for Hund's rule. Even in place of this, if you place like this type of arrangement is also valid. Okay, this is not violating Hund's rule. But if this type of arrangement is given in p orbitals, 2 electrons are filled over here and 1 electron is filled, so they will violate Hund's rule, and therefore this arrangement is not possible. So Hund's rule states that pairing will not take place until all the empty level space is not being occupied by single electrons. Okay, in degenerate orbital level. Alright. Okay, so what does it mean? Electron must be filled in an orbitals in such a way that they should have maximum number of unpaired electron. So another statement is electron must be placed in an orbital in such a way that they should have maximum number of unpaired electrons. If they will have maximum number of unpaired electrons, then only this arrangement is possible. Else that arrangement is not possible. So over here we will see this arrangement will give 3 unpaired electrons in nitrogen, but this arrangement will give only 1 unpaired electrons in nitrogen. So arrangement of electron must be given in degenerate orbitals in such a way that they should have maximum number of unpaired electrons. And by counting the number of unpaired electrons, we can find out their magnetic moment. So magnetic moment is equals to root over n into n plus 2 into Bm. Bm is what? Bohr magneton. So 1 Bohr magneton is equals to Eh by 4 pi mc. Okay, so n is number of, over here n is what? Number of unpaired electrons. By counting their number of unpaired electrons, we can find out their magnetic moment. Okay, so n is number of unpaired electrons. This is about Hund's rule. Next is Aubert principle. Aubert principle. Aubert means Aubert principle were explained by Pauling itself. Aubert means a German word. This is Aubert is a German word, means to make up or to build up. Make up or to build up. Make up or to build up. So what make up, what build up? Make up or build up an electronic configuration. Make up or build up an electronic configuration. Okay, how it is? According to this Aubert statement, what is this? The first statement is electron must be arranged in cells and subcells according to their energy. According to energy, electrons are energy of cells and subcells, or according to the energy of orbitals, electrons are being filled. Electrons are being filled. Electrons are being filled. According to energy of orbitals or cells and subcells, electrons are being filled. First to those cells and subcells which possess lower energy, then to the cells and subcells which possess higher energy. Okay. First to those cells and subcells. First to those cells and subcells. Cells and subcells which possess lower energy. Then to the cells and subcells. Then to the cells and subcells which possess higher energy. Which possess higher energy. Okay. Next, energy of cells and subcells or orbitals can be explained on the basis of N plus L rule. So energy can be explained on the basis of N plus L rule. Energy can be explained on the basis of N plus L rule. Orbitals with lower value of N plus L. Orbitals with lower value of N plus L. N plus L will have lower energy. Will have lower energy. If there is a tie in between N plus L values, then lower the value of N will have lower energy. If N plus L value becomes same, then lower the value of N will have lower energy. Lower the value of N will have lower energy. Will have lower energy. Lower the value of N will have lower energy. Lower the value of N will have lower energy. See. Suppose we have 1s, 2s, 2p, 3s, 3p, 3d, 4s, like that. We'll calculate the value of N plus L. So this is 1 plus 0, 2 plus 0, 2 plus 1, 3 plus 0, 3 plus 1, 3 plus 2, 4 plus 0. Like that. So 1 plus 0 is 1, 2 plus 0 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 0 is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4, 3 plus 2 is 5, 4 plus 0 is 4. So lowest value is for 1s. So first of all 1s will have lower energy, then after 2s, then after now 2p and 3s both will have the same value 3, 3. So lower the value of N will have lower energy, so 2p will have lower energy than 3s. Then 3s, then after 4, 3p and 4s. So 3p, same value 4 and 4. Lower the value of N will have lower energy, so 3p will have lower energy. Then after 4s and 3d, which will have lower energy? 4s. So 4s will have lower energy than 3d, and so on we can write. So like this, electrons are being arranged. Okay. Alright. So like this, electrons can be arranged. Mind it, S can accommodate maximum 2, P can accommodate maximum 6, D can accommodate maximum 10, F can accommodate maximum 14. We use mostly SPDF. Alright. Because all the electrons are being, all the elements with atomic number 120 can be accommodated without using G or H. So SPDF we use. No problem. So like suppose we will write the configuration of calcium whose atomic number is 20. So their configuration is written as now 1s, 2s, 2p, 3s, 3p and 4s and so on. 4s, see 20 electrons we need to distribute. 2 electrons maximum can be there in S, 2, 6, 2, 6, 2. Count total number of electrons are being distributed as 20. Now there is violation of Abba principle, violation of Abba principle. There are some configurations which violate Abba principle because of getting symmetry. Okay, so since we know that violation of Abba principle. So what is this? Since we know that half-filled and full-filled configurations are more stable. Half-filled and full-filled configurations are more stable. Configurations are more stable. Half-filled and full-filled configurations are more stable. That is, P6 is more stable. P6 is more stable. Okay. Then D10, then P3, then D5. So this is the arrangement of their stability. So P6 is more stable than D10, D10 is more stable than P3, P3 is more stable than D5. So half-filled and full-filled configurations are more stable because of symmetrical arrangement, because of more number of unfilled electrons, because of creating more magnetic moment over there by using more number of unfilled electrons. Therefore, to get this configuration, alright, electrons are being exchanged in between their orbitals by using exchange energy. Alright, and therefore, to get the stability, they will have this type of configurations. Like for example, suppose there is chromium. Chromium, their configuration, if you write, their atomic number is 24, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d4 is their configuration. But see, over there in 4s and 3d, alright, there is 2 electrons and 4 electrons. To get the stability, 1 electron is being exchanged to D and it becomes 4s1 3d5. So instead of writing 4s2 3d4, we will write 4s1 3d5 because by this arrangement they appeared 6 unpaired electrons. And half-filled configurations are relatively more stable than not filled, incompletely filled orbitals. And therefore, to get this stable configurations, there is violation of Abba rule. Again, suppose there is copper. Copper atomic number is 29. Their configuration is written as 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d9. Again, instead of writing 4s2, 3d9, we will write 4s1, 3d10. 4s1, 3d10. Because half-filled and full-filled configurations are more stable. To get the configuration half-filled and full-filled, they violate this rule, and this particular configuration reveals, or this configuration shows that first 3D is being filled, then after filling of 4s starts. However, 3D is having higher energy than 4s. That's why this is called as a violation of Abba's principle. Okay, and this is all about your chapter atomic structure. This is completed. Thank you very much. Thank you.